going into Toshi Station. It just isn't fair. Toshi Station. I'm never gonna get out of here. I was going into Toshi Station. On the line. Toshi Station. I pick up some power converters.
Hey, Brie. Oh, it's straight white male. So, I got a proposition for you. Yeah? Like, what is it? Well, you see, I ruined Star Wars. Why don't you ruin Marvel? Oh, you think I can do that? Well, you are a whammon, and I respect the whammon. You know, I'm really getting tired of you telling me what I can and cannot do. Ooh. Whether or not that factual clip was real or not, it can not be denied that it seems as though Brie Larson is trying her best to destroy the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Right after the conclusion to a wonderful story arc of Tony Stark and Captain America, quote, by the way, spoiler alert, it seems as though Brie Larson has taken the very next day to come out and decide her best with a 333 sucker punch to the gut. Or, in the case of men, to the white straight male balls. Not only that, Brie Larson has decided more than anything else to push heavy her agenda. Yes, now that she is the head of the MCU, she is trying her best to ruin it. Let's see how fast we can take this cinematic franchise, which was led by 2 straight white males, and let's see how fast and far we can take this down the road of death and destruction. Now, Brie, I know that you are, like myself, a human being. I mean, I know you are technically a human being, though some of your actions might negate that fact, but it seems to me as though we should at least have a little bit of repertoire between each other, a little bit of understanding, I should say. And one of the things, Brie, is that we've both made this decision, we've both decided on this. And that is, you can only say one stupid thing a day, and I won't consider committing suicide. I will not think about downing some bleach, okay? 3 things in one day, Brie. It's unbelievable. This is Brie pressing. Brie it on. I could make up all the Brie puns all day long. Brie. But let me just say, after seeing the 3 stories where you basically are trying to push an agenda, you want to direct a Marvel movie, and on top of that, you don't want no straight white men, you want an all-female Avengers cast? Let me just say that when I left to go to Kroger today to go pick up some groceries, let me just say, I walked past that detergent aisle pretty slow and was looking at that bleach mighty hungrily and thirstily, thinking, oh man, that looks pretty darn good. And as I tried my best to make sense of if I would be able to afford a $2.99 thing of bleach with my 3 quarters, a dime, a nickel, and a Canadian quarter, I was just pissed the hell off that you, Brie Larson, the savior of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, as we all know a plank of wood, can easily support a 10,000-pound man. It's just sad, Brie. It's just sad. It really is. You are the water to the fire. You are the thing that will extinguish the flame. The thing that was burning so bright, the thing that was giving so much warmth, and you are the white witch, the wicked, evil woman casting cold, watery spells upon the fire to destroy it and to snuff it out, and therefore end its short existence. Why, Brie? Why? Why would you do this? And even though Brie Larson put in the best performance, I think, so far of 2019 in Captain Marvel, because, I mean, you gotta admit, to allow Plank from Ed, Edd n Eddy to come back for the first time in retirement since the 2000s in a big, major Marvel Cinematic Universe role, I mean, that really is something. That is culturally shifted and changed. She really wanted to buy into the 90s aesthetic, you know. She was like, you know, this is in the 90s and we need to put it, you know, let's put Plank from Ed, Edd n Eddy. It's just perfect, you know. So thank you, Brie. I do appreciate that, truly and honestly, from someone who was born in the 90s and raised in the late 90s, early 2000s, and mid-2000s. I thank you so much for bringing back a part of my childhood. But seriously, you need to shut the F up, because we're getting sick and tired of it, and I'm sure you do not see that. Because, as we all know, Brie Larson simply does not use her eyes, she uses too much of her mouth. She does not use her ears either. Her biggest muscle is the, I believe it is called the fibular mandibular joint, which is the part of the jaw which constantly moves up and down when you are talking. So her mandibular joint is definitely, probably, the strongest part of her body, and not her auditory ear canals. Because, as we all know, Brie Larson is terrible at hearing. She's terrible at seeing and perceiving, and probably the weakest muscle in her body is her, this thing, it's called your brain. I'm pretty sure that Brie Larson lost hers, at some point in time in history, to the point that maybe Brie Larson isn't truly her name, more like Brie lost it. And maybe not just because of her brain, but because generally Brie Larson just loses it. Because she is a psychotic, sociopathic, insane person. Okay, number one, let's look at the stories. Number one, let's push LGBTQ representation in movies, Marvel Cinematic Universe, right now. Right now, Kevin Feige, right now, at this very moment in time. You can't wait any longer, Kevin. You can't. Kevin, I know you're a huge fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You're a huge fan of the Marvel Comics. Look, you've made 22 films over 11 years. Billions of dollars have been made. Marvel's going crazy. It's bigger than Star Wars. But you don't understand, Kevin, okay? You just don't understand Brie's vision, okay? What matters most in the MCU, something that you're not tapping into the correct market, is what people fuck. What people have doing in the bedroom. That's what really matters, Kevin. Really, honestly. Pay more attention. People want to see who screws who. 50 Shades of Brie. That's what she wants. Duh. Captain Marvel 2. 50 Shades of Brie. And instead of some stupid, evil, straight heterosexuality, let's have it be wonderful, beautiful, LGBTQAI something else sex. Because that's all that matters. Heck, let's just make an entire Captain Marvel movie about that. No plot, no point, just sex. Just have sex. Just have her screwing another woman. That's the whole movie. Her making cringy dialogue lines of, "Wow, did you pick out that dress for me? Is that for me? I really appreciated that." Better yet, have Brie Larson direct it. I think she does deserve this. Captain Marvel should be directed by a woman, but not just by a woman, by the woman herself. And on top of that, have her be gay, have her be a lesbian, and have it only be about sex, like 50 Shades of Grey, but this time 50 Shades of Brie. And in this movie, we will see a tanking unlike we've ever seen before for a Marvel Cinematic Universe film. Literally, I think the first night will be the biggest amount of money it will ever make, and after that it will drop down millions of dollars, to the point that it will be making less than an indie flick. So please, Brie Larson, let's combine all your ideas together into one banner of Captain Marvel 2, 50 Shades of Brie. Because I think that's what everyone wants. We just want to see someone having sex all the time. I mean, sure, there's this thing called porn on the internet, but, it's a thing outdated. It's done to death. It's not like anyone uses it anyways. But you know what we want to see? Flat-ass Brie having sex in the most unlikable manner with a very semi-attractive black woman, Tessa Thompson. Why? Because Brie tells us we want this? And we can't think for ourselves because we don't have brains just like Brie. Brains for Brie. Let's petition for Brie Larson to get a brain. Brains for Brie. This is what we need to do. This is the next step in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This is the next thing for our culture. Brains for Brie. Because she needs them, and she doesn't have them. And obviously, if she does have them, she ain't using them. So brains for Brie. Let's get Brie Larson to get some brains. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Brains for Brie. Hashtag it. Get on the internet. Let's get Brains for Brie trending. Let's get Brie Larson to direct her own film. Have it only be Captain Marvel 2, 50 Shades of Brie. This is what we need. This is the future right here. This is the future. If she directs it and that's what the movie's about, I guarantee you they'll recast her in Captain Marvel 3. Let's just say that. Let's do it. Let's save the MCU. Come on, everyone. Let's be as overly sarcastic as humanly possible. Thank you for watching the video, subscribing, leave your comments down below, and as always, ladies and gentlemen, have a Brie-tastic day.
Well, I was going into Toshi Station to pick up some power converters.
You can waste time with your friends when your chores are done. Come on.
Well, I was going into Toshi Station to pick up some power converters.
Whoa!